meditation. That's why Michael mentioned about that emptiness meditation, right? So it's only through meditation then we know that there's actually this space occupying our problem or what we create. So in life, meaning to say we create our own drama. Okay, how we speak to our husband, how we respond. Okay, so this is actually how we create our drama. Okay, so this is very interesting topic. So some of us discussed that, oh, space, what is actually space? What should it, what should we do with the space? Okay, now as long as the problem exists, the space will still exist there. But the problem doesn't exist, okay, that means that we use emptiness solution and we understand where the thing coming from, it will totally dissolve. If we do not understand this emptiness solution, it will keep on repeating, because we don't know where the real problem comes from. Okay, my husband scolding me, I will just go back. It is a samsara cycle, right? But if I know about this emptiness solution, I know about seeds, okay? Meaning I can totally create what I want. My husband scold me, oh, I'm wise. I am using emptiness solution because I learned in advanced level 1. Oh, it's a seed that actually I create past, in the last week, couple of weeks ago, that I yell at my kids. Okay, so it's basically there are two parts. Okay, there'll never be one part called emptiness solution. Why? If we think about emptiness, some people will say that, oh, it's totally blank, right? It's totally, don't need to think anything, don't need to, just empty your mind. We sometimes we went into a retreat, they'll tell you to empty your thought, okay, and you don't need to think about anything. Do you know what is the after effect, the problem? I think if you attend level 3, we actually discussed that before. So you will begin to forget, hey, where's my key? I don't know whether you begin. I thought it's age catch up, But when I was 30 something, I think 30 plus, I already had this. When did I put my wallet? When did I put my phone? Oh, I realized that it's actually not that way, Yeah, it's really true after learning from Michael. Oh, what is blank, blank, blank? What is empty, empty? Oh, it's not meaning to stop our thinking. It's understanding how things work. We can put a full stop. Stop this thought. That is the real emptiness solution we're talking about. So that's why here says, anytime you have a problem, you dissolve into its parts. First come to the emptiness of the problem and let it disappear, because no problem is real and it never was. Okay, so all into your mind, put it as a daily. That's why we ask all of us here, including myself, to use the 21 tracking form, right? Because it's actually help us to use the emptiness solution. Okay, so this is I will give you more example. How can you actually relate to our daily life? Okay, Simon, can I have the next slide? Okay, oh, this is actually the one inside. Oh, is any particular things is not a real problem, then it can't be one real problem or more than one real problem. It means that if this one part this is not real, then all the problem, the rest of the problem cannot be real. Okay, that is what this means. Okay, because why? Our seeds actually grew all the content, the anger, the scolding, the yelling, all grew together. That's why we mix up, everything. You know how movies are created, right? Screen by screen, shot by shot. So if one piece is not real, the rest will not be real as well. So that can't be a real problem. So how are we going to apply? I think we actually crack our head to give you this. Simon, can I have the next? Okay, I will invite someone to read through. Jenny, would you like to give an example for this?
My own example?
Yeah, just read. Just
read it.
yeah,
my husband scolded me. And part of the problem is my husband's abusive mouth. He doesn't have good eyes looking at me. He doesn't speak soft words. His voice is very loud. His face is fierce, pointing at me and throwing things. I want to turn the unhappy part into the happy part. Plant seeds by the 4 steps. Don't score.
Wait, don't, we haven't finished.
Okay. Don't score others. Speak softly. Speak kindly to others. Praise.
We go back to the first example. We are going to discuss about this. Okay. Now, this one is actually giving us an example. My husband scolded me. So what is the part of the problem? When we have problem, we need to know exactly what is the situation, what is the feeling, you know. How do we know? We are the one who see it, right? We are definitely the one who see it, right? We will know. Okay. So that's why in level 7, if you have attended level 7 before, because you might actually have one under the seat. That means that under the seats, so-called the box itself, we actually discuss about, the parts. We have color, especially for physical things, we can actually see with our physical eyes, but sometimes we can't see, right? Some feeling is we can't see one. Okay, so that will divide it into another unseen. Okay, so but this one is very obvious, right? You can see the husband scolding, why? Because the face doesn't have a good eye. He could be looking at you this way, then he could be pointing at you this way. Okay, and he could be not speaking kind word. Any you're stupid, this word. So, or throwing things. These are all the parts of the problem. That's why we try to divide it, the parts. But if you look carefully, the solution, actually, we give you one example. I want to turn the unhappy part into the happy part. Plan it by 4 steps. After applying the part of the problem, we understand it's coming from us. So we resolve it. Then we use the seed way to replant. Using emptiness solution doesn't mean leave it, don't need to do anything. You still need to do something. Okay, you still have to do something. Okay, meaning to say you need to plant the seeds. Okay, here we give an example. Don't score others. I think don't scold. Yeah. So I think what he means is speak softly, speak kindly, praise. This I give. I think what she means is that give a positive. Just to plant the use the 4 steps to plant the seeds. So this is what she means. Okay, so this is an example. How can we use this emptiness solution in our daily life? Okay, how do you know, right? It just work. When somebody makes you uncomfortable, your feeling telling you it is coming from me. She is really emptiness. If you really tell yourself this way, if you don't have any feeling, what I mean is you don't feel the uncomfortable feeling, you don't feel anger, that means it's your first step. You are making it, understanding where is the emptiness. Because usually in the face, the first step, we just walk away to the bathroom. The second step, we could be facing, we start to yell back, but I remember the pen. Then the third step, maybe he's just still scolding me, I will just keep quiet. Then maybe I will let him scold. But my heart, inside my heart, I always have this feeling, but I never say it out. He's calling me again. I feel so upset. I know it's coming from me. I can't just control this feeling. Okay. It's the feeling we are trying to counter this. We are trying to solve this feeling. Okay. So once we move into the emptiness solution, it should be this way. It should be, oh, I'm going to use this emptiness solution. But he's just calling me, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, it's my fault. Okay, I understand where is this coming from. Okay, so it could be just a solution. Okay, maybe when you say sorry, he will start to cool down. Usually, this is the way. Okay, this is my experience. Okay, but this sorry doesn't mean for the sake of saying sorry. This sorry means that we understand what is the problem. That's why we want to stop it. Okay, we are saying sorry is because we want to stop the seeds from going on. It's not for guilty. Okay, definitely not for guilty. It's to stop the seed for planting the seeds again. Okay, this is the stages we should see. Okay, so next one. Next slide. Also, do you want to share with us, read out this question?
Sure. Example question 2. The sales of the pandemic has fallen sharply. Part of the problem is the fault of pandemic. Repeat customers have decreased a lot. No new customers, can't open stores. People's income has decreased, so don't spend money. People are afraid to go out. I want to turn unhappy part into the happy part. See in 4 steps. Help people who have no sales. Generously give sales to others. Consciously plan to become a repeat customers of others and automatically to become a new customers of others.
Yeah, this is actually a very recent 2 years problem. Maybe some of us face that. So if you have this issue, let's say if affected us, we could be thinking, if you did not attend DCI, never, no, that means you did not attend any DCI courses before. You will start to think it affected me, right? So you will have a lot of problems. Okay, but imagine that a person attending DCI, what will he do? He will use the emptiness solution to solve this part. Okay, it is not easy, but once you go into the meditation, you will be able to see what is the real problem. Okay, meaning in the real meditation, ask yourself these questions. Okay, you can actually put this problem as a problem meditation. Okay, oh, the sales of the pandemic, wow, everybody don't have business. Wow, it's a must have affected. So how do you know that if you have been attending DCI G courses, you will know about this 4 flower, right? Why I see that? Okay, it must be something that means that that environment, it affected me, right? That's why I see the seat opening. Okay, I see my sales drop. A lot of people don't have sales, the shop closing down. Okay, you should use this 4 flower to diagnose your problem. Okay, in your meditation. So you will start to see, break up all the problem. Usually we will put, what is the fault of this pandemic? It could be related to health issue, health seats. Okay, how we diagnose? Oh, repeated customers have decreased a lot. Oh, that means that I have not been recommend people, or I don't have, or I may have not do something about my repeated customer. That's why it's totally decreased. Right? No new customer at all. Meaning to say, I may not be a new customer to others as well. Since pandemic, nobody go out, right? But now there's a new way. You know there are a lot of things you can buy on the Grab food. On the delivery, you can get people to deliver to someone. Okay, so it doesn't mean you don't go out, you don't spend money. Even you stay at home, you still can spend money. What I mean is plant the mother seeds, right? Okay, so this is one way. So how do you actually turn it? That's why the solution below in your meditation, you will need to figure out what is the solution one by one. That's why we need to break all that into the parts. Okay, you don't have sales one, meaning I must have not given sales to anyone. You know, there's many ways, right? One way is in Tonglen meditation. Very powerful. You can be Santa Claus every day. Okay. So you don't need to really go out, but you can be Santa Claus. Why? You plant the seed in our mind. Every day you can be Santa Claus. Okay. So it is not an excuse saying that, you know, it's just waiting for the seed to ripen. Okay. Internal meditation is very powerful as well. So we need to know how to make use of the tools of level 1 to 12. Just take it out, and then use it when this is needed. Okay, so each level they have a special light tool, but it also allows us to actually bring up all those light tools, you know, in level 1 foundation course to level 12. Okay, it is very important. Okay, so this is an example you can actually use in meditation if you have a problem. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, let's move on to the third example. Okay, Raymond, can you just read out this?
Okay. Question 3. My partner hasn't returned home at 12 a.m. and he didn't pick up my call. Part of the problem. Never informed me earlier that he will be returned home late. He doesn't like to talk to me. It makes me worry whether the mobile phone has been stolen. There is an accident, drinking and smoking in a nightclub with friends. Whether there is an extramarital affair. I want to turn the unhappy part into the happy part. Sit in 4 steps. Give early inform to my family and my boss and colleagues at work. Show more care about my partner's parents and automatically talk to them. Make others feel at ease when doing things and respect other people's partnership.
Thank you, Raymond. Okay, I think whether it's our children or even our spouse, or doesn't matter who, as long as in a family, you will always have this. Why my kids never answer my call so many times? I don't know whether you all have that experience. Why my husband never call? It is real, right? There must be something that can be or get us into thinking. We start to imagine again. That's why we call it mistaken, right? Because it's just our own misunderstanding. We misunderstand, but the problem isn't real at all. But we just assume. Okay, everything we assume doesn't mean it's a real problem. It's definitely not. Okay, it's a mistaken. Okay, that's why how do we actually fix this? I think we crack our brain to give you the example. So we give you one. This is give. How do you turn the situation to let your family members, you know, they are more. How do they automatically come back to you? So what we can do is that always inform early. If you want your family members to always inform, so-called, you know, especially our children or our spouse, if you really want them to do automatically, we need to do the step first. Okay, everything comes from what we give away. So we give you suggestion. You can always inform your family early. Okay, or inform your boss, colleague at work. You know, if you have some information that you need to actually give to, just inform them early. Whether it's personal or even at work, just do the same thing. Okay, show more care to our parents, our spouse partner, automatically talk to them. But this question is actually talking about spouse. Okay, likewise, fertile soil, which is our parent-in-law, is the most fertile soil. So you can actually plant the seeds, make them more feel at ease, make them more feel comfortable. Okay, you should do that so that the seed ripen even faster. Okay, that is the reason why the statement here is actually talking to or state that we need to plant the seeds on the parent-in-law. Okay, and of course, if you want to be more make other feel ease, right? Let's say you want to feel ease, your children didn't inform you, but you don't have this, kind of thought, mistaken thought. How do you actually do that? Always inform others if you are not going for appointment or any kind of event. Because they come to you, invite you, meaning they will hope to actually see you appear. That is a seed that they are planted. Okay. So if you are not going, you're not going to participate, you should inform them early, I can't make it. That's it. You should let people try to let them have a plan what they can do, you see, because they are expecting you. Okay. Usually for work we will always respond. But for family members, I'm not sure about you. Sometimes I'm too busy, I will forget about that. Okay, my kids ask me, Mommy, can you reply me? Oh, I have been planting all these bad seeds, at home as well. You see, so we need to take care, balance both sides. We are good at doing works. But when it comes to family, we are just slow in responding. Okay, we'll try not to do that. So we actually use the foresight to actually help us to plant seeds, to make us feel more ease. Even our family members, they don't come back at times on time, there must be a reason. So don't do this kind of mistaken, always think wildly inside the mind. Oh, never come back, something like that. Okay, so this is an example of a problem. So all of us have a different problem, at home. You can actually bring up, inside this tracking form, you can actually put all those that you face it now. Okay, all the problems that you actually face it. Okay, the problem that you don't solve now, it will actually go into later part. This one is definitely one. What is the later part? Shall we see the next slide? Simon, can you help me? Thank you. Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. The bin. Okay, this chapter, this slide too, they have another second part. This one is actually talking about the past, present, and the future. Okay, I'll give you some examples. Let's say if you have something at home, it could be anything that is spoiled, it could be anything that is unfixed, anything that you promise your family members to do, but you didn't, right? Make sure go and fix it now. Don't let the seed keep on growing and growing. Okay. After these courses, most likely people will actually try to see what did I do. We'll start to question ourselves. What did I do in the past? You will surely ask these questions. Why? Because you know that it's a promise this word. You could be giving some promises to your family members, but you didn't do. This is very serious, especially to a family member. Okay, the seed will still return. Okay, that's why you will see in the future there will another problem coming in. Why your children never inform you anything? You'll be a shock to you. Okay, probably give you some heart attack as well. Okay, so maybe you can try to think of the past. What is the things that you promise? You say so. It's a very minor thing when you say you want to fix something, but you never fix. So the problem is still there, Or maybe you want to clean up the house or anything that you want to do that, do in the house, especially you keep your promise, let's say, supposed to clean your house. Oh, this part I want to mention. Why cleaning the house is important? Anyone can explain? For people who do meditation, they will know. I saw
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Karen. Okay, Karen. Karen, you can answer this.
Oh, okay. Because during my 620 meditation, we always giving a chance to make sure that everything is clean. So to give a clear thinking and clarity when we're doing the meditation. Yeah.
Thank you, Karen. Yes, I'm so glad you attend the meditation. This is correct. Okay, if you have things that have been there for half a year, if you're not going to use it, you're not going to do anything. Okay, shoes, books, clothes, things that you are not be using for 6 months and above. You need to do something. Why? It actually cut inside your mental space. Okay, it actually occupied the space inside your mind. Okay, that's why we could be having problems doing meditation. We could be having this problem. We can't focus. It could be one of the problems as well. So try to clear up things that you're not going to use for the 6 months. But I'm not asking you to throw it away. Maybe I should say recycle. Okay, you can recycle. You can give to someone that need the things. Yeah, that is the most important. Okay, so this is the thing. Maybe you have to go back to see what is your past problem. It could be anything that you promised your parents. Okay, or it could be anything you promise, to do that you never do, you know. So don't overlook that as well. Because if you think the seeds, right, it just continue to ripen. So if you are doing sales, can you imagine that if you are getting $1 million, let's say sales, so the last minute customer could say, oh, I got a problem. I'm supposed to sign with you, but I still got a problem. I have to, consult my headquarters. Oh, that is the problem coming in, but we don't understand why. Okay, so it is important to know that what is happening in the past. Okay, knowing the past doesn't mean that we are going to point on it and then be guilty about that. We are just trying to fix that problem. Okay, please be mindful about that. You don't fall into a guilty or any uncomfortable feeling. We are just there to fix the problem that we have in the past. Okay, now on the next slide, we are going to the, oh, this one is actually talking about the past. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. It is this is actually the example is actually what Krishna Michael say. If you see the replay, it means that there is let's say the water leaking from the rooftop, right? So you need to go and see that, whether is it, usually first step is we clean up and we just put one tape, just to prevent it from leaking, or change one one of the parts to actually just to prevent them from leaking. But we didn't actually go into the in-depth, whether is it a pipe issue or not. Yeah, so there are many unseen problems that we can't see, especially just I gave an example in the leak in the roof. Okay, this is very serious. That's why recently I have one problems. Actually, I discussed with teacher Sally about that. So we can imagine. Let's say if we talk something bad, let's say we throw anger on someone, let's say to our employee, and this employee will get the scolding from us. Let's say, okay. And then imagine when you go back home, this employee start to actually do the same thing, scold his children. Do you see the problem? And this employee may start to scold the husband. You may start to scold the parents. Can you imagine our mind, one word that we say outright how many thousands people are affected by the seed that was caused by me. Okay, I leave it to you to think about that. Okay, so I understand we are behind the town. Okay, we are going into the breakout room. Okay, we are going to discuss the problem. So we can use one problem and we dissolve them into parts. Okay, and then so that we can come to the emptiness of the problems. If the problem has parts, then the problem cannot be real. Okay, so we are going into a room 10 minutes. Okay, and each of us will spend 4.5 minutes. Okay, and then we will exchange again. So I will let IT send you all to the breakout room. Thank you, IT.
Is driving.
I got good assistant, eh?
Yeah, my wife
Maybe I have
is
to
driving.
join,
Yeah.
I have to join here because no room already.
No
Okay.
problem. This one, three, what?
Because your husband last minute run away, leh?
Because teacher Eddie say maybe he don't join the discussion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's okay lah. So I think because teacher think that it's a bit, no continuation lah. So okay lah, he didn't join the discussion. Yeah. So okay, so interesting of today's discussion. I think we understand the part better lah.
Yes.
Because this part one is a bit unclear, and then how the counter seat also I think is good. Today I think very clear example from the teacher. So once we break into parts, that's my understanding. So for example, like one of the thing I have, then I will break it into parts, and then I plan the counter seat according to the part of the problem I see. I think this is the main takeaway from here. How do you all see?
Correct. Yeah, because if we didn't split the thing into parts, then it will be a very big problem. Then if we really want to solve it, it will become like very challenging to us.
We only plan one seat usually. We don't plan many
Correct.
seats.
Yeah, correct. So become very hard to solve if you collect one seat by one seat to solve a big problem.
Yeah,
then
that's what I see.
You feel very hard. Yeah, correct.
Haji, what do you think?
I think I used the 21 days, the punch card. I also slowly realized that I understand what are the parts. Because prior to that, I always find what is parts and what is parts. Of course, teacher could say it's emotion all this, but that's to a person. What if the problem doesn't have that person, or maybe it's like slow sales or this, or then I start to think. So I think using the punch card actually helps me to slowly identify the parts or understand that problem always have parts that we put inside our brain.
That's good. The very clear example, I think is very good. Like today, you say, if you don't have sales, it's not only that I must give sales, but also I need to talk about, do I be a repeated customer? Do I be a new customer? It's really very many more details. I think this is the good part.
That's why. Because I also think I always go and give sales, but sometimes I remember it's repeat sales. Like every morning I go and give those are called repeat sales. Then new sales probably I'm looking for new sales, or then I really need to plan new sales. Then I planted already. I also forgot that it's new sales. I never think that it's new sales.
I think that day, Michael say, if anything we don't use 4 steps, then the seed is not so good, so not powerful. So now we have to use more steps. So if you want to have new customer, then you become somebody's new customer, you must do 4 steps.
Yeah, sometimes really forget, but I don't know whether after that then I remember. Can I still write back the 4 steps?
And but it's still better than now because you create your awareness. In my opinion, you create the awareness that tomorrow you remember. If you don't do it at all, you just say, I forget today. Then you will continue to just forget. So to me, I will still do it. Then I'll be more mindful about it. Then I will also share with others saying that, hey, today I forgot to use 4-step. Then I consciously, I want to share this, my mistake to others so that I want to help others to develop a new habit. I think you will set it right, the intention. Then you will be more mindful. Like sometimes I also forget about emptiness. After I feel upset only, then I remember emptiness. Yeah, I will still do it. I will say, yeah, it's empty. This person is empty. Just now I should not have react in this way. I will still want to do the emptiness. If I don't do it at all, I will just follow the old pattern. But I will try to tell, yeah, I'm too slow. I still respond, react to the situation. Okay. But then I still break it into parts. Oh, this person is like this. This is the way how he thought. This is the how I feel unhappy with it. Okay. But I didn't know that the 4-step, you have to go multiple 4 steps. So now I have better understanding.
Yeah, actually yesterday got one issue that I find it very amazing. Yesterday I was like telling my friend, hey, your headset always making noise when I call you, always making noise. Is it because you were projecting your thing and see projector? That's why too many devices, it has all this. Then he say, you make up stories. I also never see. Then he said, I own self make up stories. So I think, hey, yeah, these are the parts that is running in my mind. I think of the various possibility why our communication now break down because the headset is not actually allowing me to speak to him, because when he speak into the headset, I can't hear at all, so that's why then he say like that, then I think, hey, this is what we have been learning, my own self drama myself, think of all the possibility.
Exactly. Sometimes we can make up, like just now, like the kids one. Yeah, sometimes like at night I call my kids and then I text her and then they didn't respond. Then start to think already, hey, what happened? What so late already? What are they doing? Are they still outside or not? What are they doing and things like that? We still, we drama ourselves. So now we have to build a new habit, doing drama.
Yeah, like just now we talked about the problem at the parts. I recall that I have this leaking pipe in my kitchen, and the thing is there for a few months already actually. Yeah, I also saw my water bill going up, Then I procrastinated lah, that means delay lah. Then one day I take up my action. I want to do it. I say, I want to replace it. I want to solve this problem, because I know that it's a bad seat. I waste water lah, and then I give problem to others also actually, because when the water start running at midnight, then the pipe will have vibration sound, actually I found out. Then because it's small leaking, then I said, cannot, because now I will disturb my neighbor already, become more and more messy, That means like what Geshima say, if let's say the problem is that and you didn't solve it, the small one actually is very small, right? It's just a small leaking water. But if I really didn't solve it, and you see impact the whole community now, and I feel, oh no, my message like become very big. So I decided, oh no, I have to go and faster buy, So I go to the Mr. DIY and buy the parts, So that will be one of the things that we talk about the parts is the spare part that we need to change, right? So I have to buy a few more things more, not only one, the tape, and then I buy two, because I think because at my home I have two basic tap. So I think that okay, another one sure one day will wear off also. So why not I just buy two tap now, then I replace one first, and another one will be my spare. So become like I can think into the future somehow. I want to solve the problem not only now, also solve it for the future, So I become do all these things together, Then I feel wow, very great that I can solve it, but not easy at the day I come and replace. I cannot solve it on the spot also, I replace and then cannot position into position also. Then I say, oh no, why cannot? Then I say, I think I didn't activate some seat. That's why I cannot. Then I go to sleep because it's already midnight. So I go to sleep. And then when I sleep, I also think, this is how I want to solve it. I have to recall my seat that I solved someone problem, smoothly, Then I think, then I found some solution. Oh, actually I can do this to position it. Then I sleep, and then I wake up morning, then I go and do one time only, settle already. Yeah, so I think really is very powerful. Let's say we really apply the concept, the system that we learn, the method, then it's really worked for me now.
Yeah, rejoice. Because sometimes it's like we think that we think that common sense, we don't have to use it, but actually it's a wrong idea. Okay, we think this is what the problem we have. Okay, so now we have to really be more mindful to use the seed. I think that's very, very important. So Chinese New Year, we have to use the past, present, and future. If you anticipate there are some problem that come up, then we can start to plant seed to anticipate, and then we will catch the missile before it's fire, okay, before it's explode. Okay, so I think it's important that we should make good use. They say, like I will plant some harmony seed, because sometimes I know my sister-in-law is not in good condition with my father-in-law, so I will plant good seed. So I start to plant harmony seed already, bring people together, kind speech and things like that. So if you anticipate something, then start to do it. Use 4 steps. Break into parts. So today we know break into parts. So we break into parts. Then we can plant more good seeds. Okay, coming.
Okay, I think the time's up already. We can go back.
Yes.
Already.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We must so fast come out already.
Okay, everyone is back. Welcome to this happy fun discussion. Our having fun discussion with Karen. And now I think now we should take some photo, right? Okay, shall we have the IT to help us?
I take the photo. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Thank you, Casey. Okay, next session, can I invite teacher Caitlin to come and to answer the Q&A with me? Any question and problem, or is it anything you want to ask? You can ask teacher Caitlin anything to, for her to solve.
For me to plant seed. Is there any question, or also inside your small group, your breakout room, anything that any problem that you see that you want to discuss here in case?
Teacher, can I speak?
Yeah, sure, Jenny.
I just want to say that I really am very grateful and appreciative of Teacher Annie showing the problem and the example and the solution. I thought that was a very clear, systematic, and a structured way that we can address a problem and solve it. I think we know in the past, we've learned about how do we plant the seeds and stop the seed. But I felt that this method is very, very helpful. So I just want to say thank you very much. And then I have a discussion with Phyllis, and I think we know how to do it, because that was really very helpful in us trying to approach our problem. But I do want to ask just now, before we enter the breakout room, there was a slide that Teacher Annie showed, which shows the journey of the diabetes and the relationship. I need some, can help me to understand that one better. What is that relationship there?
Okay, I think I will explain this because I know about this diabetes, what Kishore was talking about. Okay, I think it is something most of us will face one day. Either we had it or we don't have it. It depends on our seeds. Each time when we heard about this word diabetes, even heart attack, let's say this word, or even cancer, it must be come to a conclusion. Either we have it or we don't have it, or in future, right? Correct. Usually it's this way. But how can we change the perception of that? That is very important. There are two. One is the seeds way. Another one is what we have to do. Let's say our health. How do we actually take care of our health? It could be by eating healthy food. Okay, another what is mean by healthy food? It could be means by taking vegetables, let's say example, or it could be means by taking rice. But recently, I go and do a research and on all the rice was also into the health issue because everyone know actually I have a stroke 2 years ago. But because of this way, I managed to so-called came back to work, And I would just want to share with all of us here what we face outside the world, what we have, it is definitely real. We cannot say it's not real, but we need to go and find out what is it helping us. The reason why I go and research all the rice, right, it shows that the rice, they have a different nutrition. Some of the rice will harm us as years goes by. Maybe some of us was born in a family where rice, I think most of us Chinese people, we always take rice, right? I think this is very common. I can remember that actually I used to eat a lot of rice when I was young because our family was not so rich. So the only way is only to feed our children with the rice. This is very common, right? But we don't realize the real problem later on, what it will cause us. It's the nutrition of the rice. Okay, so why I'm going to find out about the nutrition of the rice? I want to keep myself healthy. That's the reason. So therefore, it's our responsibility to go and check what we eat. Is it beneficial for us? Do you know that actually I learned it all from Christian Michael. All of us know that not eating is our one real problem. If we are angry, we could be eating. I don't know whether you know. If we are happy, we could be snacking. I don't know whether you all know or not, but I can tell you when you are happy, I'm sure for my case, I will. Okay, I was eat. Just, I don't know, after eating, it seems like the problem go away. I don't know whether you all have this feeling. But we know that it's not the real one, right? It's not that by the eating, the problem will go away. Okay, but we have been doing that unconsciously. But it planted the seed in our mind that we keep on doing that. Okay, so the conclusion is that what we need to do, we need to go and find out more. Should we do a research on the food that we eat? That's why I change all my nutrition, so-called the food that I eat or my family, what my family are having, to more nutrition, more healthy. So I'm going to find out what is inside the nutrition or those nutrients. You can actually take a look, they have, when you buy a box of anything, they will tell you what is the nutrition fat. You really have to go in that. Okay, so Kushimaka very health conscious on that as well. You always say he likes to eat donut, right? I don't know what you heard before. It's really true. He really loves donut. Even one time, we drove him to the airport. He actually got a donut, just at a donut store. And you want to eat? Depending the seats, So we need to say that we have this urge, by eating. Okay, so our desire, all this negative emotion, it could cause another effect by eating. So this eating will cause another problem in the future. We can't foresee. We really don't know what will happen. So it's important to actually check it out, your own health. Keep yourself healthy, meaning do a checkup every year. Your eye got problem or anything got problem we can't see. This is the issue. Okay, I actually remember one thing is that Dr. Michael did mention that it could possible that eating a chocolate can solve a headache. Is it what do you think? Would it be possible? No, right? Some of the shit So it's actually we would think about how do you make that chocolate become power, right? Instead of that. Yeah, so we actually should think of how do we make that thing more power. Yeah, this is actually very, we need to be conscious about what we are facing in the real world. After learning this year doesn't mean that our real life does not exist. It still exists. It's just that we go deeply into that to find out more. That's why there are colors, right? They are all physical things. We can see houses, we can see school, we can see everybody. That is real. Yeah. So we're going deeply inside to a person or into a sickness to find out, what is the real problem. It could be the health, what we eat. If possible, know what we eat. Because what we eat is what we get. Yeah. But of course, in order to make that health food to be really power, we need to plant seeds. Okay. That means that if you want to give, that means you want to be healthy by eating this type of vegetables, let's say. Okay, you need to give these vegetables to someone. That's the power of that seeds. Okay, so it doesn't mean that all those things outside doesn't appear not to be work. Okay, meaning that it could be just taking a chocolate. It could make your headache go away if you plant the seeds. That is possible. Okay, so it's just not saying that taking the chocolate will dissolve your headache. Okay, but of course we know that we need to plant the seeds. Okay, so this is actually talking about the past, present, and the future. So this diabetes meaning this issue is actually that is a key inside our body that actually release all the nutrients to the blood. Our blood is actually talking about this blood issue. Diabetes is actually related to blood issue. So our blood could be having some issue. So diabetes, meaning the key to this body that release the blood into this nutrition into the body is spoiled. That's why it's called diabetes. That is the key. So we need to go and find out what does it cause cancer. I just give you example. What does it cause our eye to be short-sighted? This is true, we have many cases, people say that people are colorblind, but after applying seeds, right, they can see color, Why is this so? So it means that it's a seed issue, right? It's not the colorblind or the short-sighted or even the far-sighted. Yeah. But I heard is for short-sighted is we only look at the short-term benefits. Okay. If you are long-sighted, could be looking at a long-sighted, or it's long-term benefits. Okay, this is some of the seeds that actually I heard from Kushimaiga. Yeah. Okay, this is, I hope that actually can let you understand this talking about past, present, and future. So everything need to go deeply and understand. Don't just see the surface. That's what I mean. Okay, I think once you get a menu, you will need to read through, because it's very interesting. It's because you talk about how does it come to diabetes. Okay, this is the question. Then what happened after, if a person was diagnosed with diabetes, I think they have to inject those insulin to stay alive, something like that. Yeah, so you can actually read after you receive the menu. Okay, I think sorry, I always overshot the time. Anything to say?
No problem. I think thank you. I also agree with what Jenny has mentioned. And just now in our breakout room also we discussed this. Today's session is really, really good, because in the past we always see the problem as one problem. Okay, so if I have this problem, I will plant it to solve this problem. I have no sales, I will give sales to others. But today we see how we can break it down into parts, and then with the different parts, I can plant many different seeds. Okay, I not only want to be a repeated customer, I also need to be new customer for others to see my my new customer coming to me, and then this is the part that I think we learned today, something completely new to what we have been doing in the past. So I think this is really an advanced level 1 that we can benefit from this parts problem. Okay, so I think the most important thing is that we should now start to apply it. Okay, and thank you, Teacher Annie, for the good sharing on the health and how do we plant better health seed, also for addressing our potential future problem. I think that's really one very lovely sharing from her own personal experience. So we thank everybody for your participation. But I think Raymond put an important point here that when is the next week's wisdom group. I think since we benefit so much, we should really try to make it for our final session of wisdom group. Just now, before some of you come in, we have a brief discussion because next Saturday is actually very close to Chinese New Year. So many people were having some concern. So then, but we need to know which day is good in the weekday. I'm not sure we continue here for a few minutes and then we maybe come up with 1 or 2. Okay, Simon said Wednesday. So it looks like Wednesday is a good a day for many. Any other day? Wednesday? Teacher Annie, are you okay? Teacher Annie, okay? Yeah, then we stay with Wednesday. Is it okay for everybody? Yeah, then let's finish it off on Wednesday before we all go for our Chinese New Year. Yeah, Kai Chi is so helpful. She said that those cannot, then they will do a recording. That's great. Okay, and the recording, I think please keep it within the group here. Please do not share it outside the group. All right. So thank you, everybody, and have a nice Sunday with your family. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a nice Sunday.
Thank you.
Bye.